Hi, my name's Bianca and I'm here to share with you that just because you're in lockdown, you definitely don't need to stop moving. In fact, quite the opposite. There's so many things that you can do at home. Now that you might have more time on your hands, you've got plenty of time to just get moving. So I'm going to take you through a 45-minute Pilates workout. You will need absolutely no equipment, so everything is done just using body weight. So that means, again, no excuses. All right, I just want you to be mindful and listen to your body throughout this workout. And if you feel any pain in your lower back at any time, any pain in your neck, or any pain in any of your joints, please stop, reset, start the move again, take a stretch, or just have a little rest. So definitely listen to your body. All right, we're going to start just with a little bit of a neck stretch just to get the body moving. So first we're going to nod the chin to the chest, and then we're going to bring the eye line up. We're going to do that one more time, just working really slowly between the two. Make sure you're keeping a nice relaxed at the shoulders. Coming back to center, we're going to bring our eyesight around to the left, really looking over the left shoulder. Keep your torso square and keep those shoulders down. Coming back through center, slowly over to the other side, looking as far as you can around the shoulder, getting a nice stretch through the side of the neck. All right, coming back to center, we're just going to lift those shoulders up to the ears and then dropping them back down. One more time, shoulders to the ears and dropping them back down. All right, just go doing 3 shoulder rolls, nice and big. Excellent. Now I'm just going to share with you very briefly the principles of Pilates. It's all about your core. So basically what we're talking about when we talk about our core is our transverse abdominals, the muscles just inside of our hip bones. Now if you do a little cough while you're touching them, you should feel them activate. They should press into your hands. So I'm just going to really quickly run through it in this particular video, but in order to engage these muscles, we want to make sure that we're switching on at the pelvic floor, then we're drawing that energy up towards our belly. So we're creating like a zipper from our pelvic floor all the way up to the belly, squeezing the belly button in towards your spine, and then trying to wrap the hips in towards the belly as well. So that should create a band of energy in between our hips all the way across through to our belly. So this is a nice T-zone of energy that we've created, and that's the zone that we want to focus on for all our abdominal exercises. So when I say engaging your core, this is the area that I'm talking about. So we're going to come around into an all fours position now. We're going to warm up the spine with a little bit of a cat and a cow stretch first. So make sure that the shoulders are over the wrists and the knees are underneath your hips. Your toes can be tucked or flat, whatever's most comfortable. We're going to inhale, bringing our eye line up, belly towards the ground, opening the chest. Exhale as we round that back, bring your eye line to your thighs. Inhale, back the other way. Just working slowly here with your breath, really feeling that stretch through the spine, separating each vertebra. Feeling the stretch all the way up into your neck and down into your tailbone. One more round, nice and slowly, exhaling it out. And then coming back to center, having a nice flat back now, I want you to think about engaging that core. So drawing the belly button up and in, keeping your pelvic floor switched on tightly. We're going to work into a little bit of balance work here. So I want you to inhale, on your exhale, lifting your right arm up, holding it up parallel to the ground. Now we want to focus on keeping those hips pointing downwards, so you should quite strongly feel that you need to engage the core. If you can, we're going to also lift the left leg up. So now we've got arm and leg parallel to the ground. Hips should still be pointing downwards, so just because we've lifted up at that left leg, we want to still keep the hip pointing down and keep the weight centered through the body. You should quite strongly be engaging that core here. So squeeze that belly button up and in towards the spine. Keep breathing. We're just staying still, holding as still as you can. 5 more seconds here. Eye line is just down in front of you to keep a straight line at the neck. And resting down. All right, we're going to do that straight away onto the other side. So lifting up that left arm now. Eye line is still straight down to the mat. Work getting your balance, and then once you're ready, lifting that opposite leg. So again, arm and leg parallel to the ground. Hips are still pointing downwards, so that weight is really centered. Really extending out at that leg and that hand, pointing your toes, keeping those glutes engaged as well. Really focus on drawing that belly button in towards the spine. Just check on those hips again. Make sure they're still pointing downwards and your eye line is down as well. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lowering down. All right, giving the wrists a little bit of a roll. We're going to alternate off our wrists just to keep resting them in case they start getting a bit of pain here. We're going to work into the quads with this one. We're coming into a hinge with our legs. So I want you to think again, engaging that core, squeezing the glutes. Your feet can either be toes tucked or flat, arms are out in front. Keep that chest nice and broad. We're going to inhale as we come back, and then exhale as we come back up. Now just push yourself to your limit. So going as far back as you can without getting that spine, without bending, without rounding the shoulders. Inhale back, squeeze the core, squeezing those quads. The front of the legs should be absolutely burning in this one. So we inhale back, exhaling up. Inhaling back, exhaling up. 4 more. Excellent, keeping that spine nice and straight. All right, we've got 2 more. Make sure those shoulders aren't rounding forwards. And last one here. And coming back up. All right, bit of a burn in those quads, hey? Now we're going to come back to our all fours position. This time we're going to come into a tricep push-up. So our hands will be only about this far apart, so about hand distance apart. Our elbows will be pointing towards our body. We're going to stay in our all fours position, so your knees are still underneath your hips. Now with our tricep push-ups, elbows come in towards the body, all the way down. The further forward, so it's an inhale down, exhale press. Getting started with me if you haven't already. Inhale down, exhale press. So we're coming as far forward as we can. See if you can get your nose to tap your mat. Pressing back up, elbows are pointing towards your legs. If your elbows are pointing out, you'll know that it's a bit easier. Try to have them pointing towards your legs. We really want to work the triceps here. Exhaling back up, inhaling down. All right, we're going to try and just do 2 more here. Big press, last one. And rocking back, giving those wrists another little roll. All right, coming back into our quads again. This time, we're going to be bringing our bottom to our heels and press back up, squeeze the glutes. Inhale to lower, exhale, press and squeeze. Inhale to lower, exhale, press and squeeze. Keep working, no rest at the bottom of that movement. So it's a big squeeze at the top. Excellent, really squeeze those glutes, make it work for you. Still feeling the burn in the quads. No resting at the bottom, straight back up. Excellent. All right, we're going to do 3 more of these. 3, 2, squeeze. Last one, squeeze at the top, and then coming back to that all fours. All right, we're going to come back into that balance hold again. Now, if you would like to just hold the move again, or even just do arm or leg, that is fine. If you can, we're going to be bringing our arm and leg out to the side. So we're going to lift up our right arm, finding our balance, lifting up our left leg, holding. We're going to inhale, bring our arm and leg out to the side, exhale back through center. Inhale out to the side, exhale back through center. So it's an inhale to the side, exhale to center. Excellent, keep it going. Big exhale back through center, really squeezing that belly in towards your spine. Make sure those hips are still pointing downwards. Keeping the arm and leg moving on a parallel plane here. 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. Back to center. Straight over to the other side now. So lifting up that left arm. Right leg holding steady, hips pointing down. When you're ready, starting with that movement. Pointing your toes. Really squeezing that belly up and in towards the spine. Squeezing your glutes as well. Just going out as far as you can maintain. So we don't want to be rocking down, rocking around. Nice and steady. Your eye line is straight down to have a straight line at the neck. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and last one. Back to center, taking a rest there, giving those wrists a little roll. All right, we're coming back into that hinge movement. Last time, I promise, or last time with the hinge. So this time we're keeping that torso in a nice straight line, squeezing the glutes, core is strongly engaged. Arms are out in front, inhaling back, exhaling as we come forward. So coming back as far as you can without tilting the spine. So bottom doesn't come back, the torso stays in a nice straight line the whole time. Inhale back, exhale forward. Excellent. Squeezing the glutes as well. Quads should be burning in this one. Keeping that chest nice and broad as well. Keeping everything engaged. All right, we're going to do 3 more here. Inhaling back for 2. Last one. All right, giving those quads a little rub. And we're going to come into another round of our tricep push-ups here. So again, coming into that all fours position. So sometimes this can actually be more challenging than all the way out because we really want to focus on trying to bring that nose down to the mat. So all fours, knees underneath the hips, wrists under the shoulders. Just let's get started. Remember, elbows coming right in, pointing towards the legs. Inhaling down. Big exhale as you press up. Those hands should be quite close together. Keeping that core engaged here as well. Big press. Really squeezing the back of the arms. You've got this. Come on, let's go. Just working to your ability. 3 more. You can do this. I know it's hard, but let's do 1 more. Come on. Ah, excellent. They are not easy. Let's have a little tricep stretch. And swapping sides. All right, shaking out the arms. We're going to do our bottom to our heels one last time. So this time, it's all the way down, all the way up. Trying to just keep the arms out in front. If you prefer not to, that's fine. Inhale down, exhale up and squeeze. Squeezing those glutes. Really working into the quads. They're our main target muscle here. No rest at the bottom. Squeeze the glutes at the top. Keeping that chest nice and broad. Inhale down, exhale up. 4 more. Keep it going, squeeze at the top. And 1 more here. All right. Now, 1 more of our all fours moves. We're coming into another balance move. And this time with our arm and leg extended, we're going to bring knee to opposite elbow. So, knees underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders. Engaging that core, make sure those hips stay pointing downwards. Extending the right arm. Extending the left leg. If this is enough, just holding. Now, I want you to think about using the core. Knee to elbow and extend. We're going nice and slowly here. We don't want to use momentum. We want to really think about squeezing the belly button in and using those deep abdominal muscles to do this movement for us. Exhaling in, inhale to extend. Excellent. 4, 3, 2, last one. Extending away, lowering back down. Swapping sides. Left arm, right leg, holding, hips pointing down, belly button draws in. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. You've got this. Nice and slowly. We're not using momentum. Excellent. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one, extending out long and then lowering back to the mat. All right, let's come into a little child's pose stretch here, having a nice rest, bottom to heels, extending your arms away, really trying to extend the hands towards the end of the mat. Bring your forehead down to the mat and really try to bring those that bottom back to the heels, getting a nice stretch. Now walk both hands over to the right and pull away with your left hip, getting a nice stretch down the side of the body. Then walking your hands to the other side of the mat, pulling away. And coming back up. All right, we're going to come into a little bit of side lying work now. So we're going to start with a little bit more abdominal work, but working into our obliques, and then we're going to really start targeting our glutes. All right, so pick a side, any side. We're going to start lying down. Now the first one that we're going to do is we're literally just going to hold a side plank. I'm going to set a timer just 45 seconds, If you feel pain in your lower back, or if you're struggling with that abdominal connection, I want you to take a pause, take a break, reset, come up again, or totally up to you. Working to your level. Knees or toes. I'm going to start the timer now, and I'm going to talk you through it while we're going. So if you're up on your toes or your knees, your hips are stacked, your shoulders are stacked. So we're in a nice straight line here. Squeezing the underside of the waist so it's lifted, drawing that belly in towards your spine. Your feet are either stacked, your top foot is in front, or your bottom knee is down with your top leg extended. Either way, we're trying to really draw the underside of that waist away from the mat, keeping that chest nice and broad. We're nearly there. Keep holding, keep breathing. Your elbow is underneath your shoulder as well. Make sure it doesn't extend further forward or back. 3, 2, 1, and done. That went pretty quickly. Maybe not for you. All right, we're going to do one more variation of our side plank here before we move into our glutes. This time we're going to add a rotation. So we're going to rotate that top arm underneath the torso and back up. This can be done from your knees or your toes. Again, 45 seconds. You can be up on your wrist if you like as well. Either way, shoulder over elbow or wrist. Timer on now. So up in that plank, holding, rotating, and coming back up. Excellent. Keep that movement, but just focusing first on the plank. So make sure you're still drawing the side of that waist up and away from the floor. Really squeezing that belly button in towards the spine. Again, remembering you can do this from your knees or your toes. And if you feel your lower back, if you're on your toes, I want you to first drop to your knees. And if you're on your knees, just taking a break. We're nearly there on this side. We've literally got 4, 3, 2, 1, and lowering down. Coming up, stretching over, stretching out those obliques. All right, we're going to come back down now and start working into our glutes. So we're going to lie down on our mats. You can either prop your head up or you can lie all the way down on your arm. What we're going to do is make sure that those hips are stacked, one on top of each other. We definitely don't ever want that hip to rock back or open out, and we want to try to keep them stacked. The top one can be slightly forward if we need to. We're going to start with our clams. So I want you to have your feet together. They're about in line with your torso. Your knees are out in front. Now, we're going to take a deep breath in. On our exhale, we're going to open that knee. Inhale to lower. Now, I want you to have a look down and just make sure that that hip isn't actually opening at the joint. Our target muscle is that top glute. Now, if it doesn't start activating after you've been doing this for a little while, I want you to give it a little poke. Maybe then, if it's still not activating, you could try to bend your knees a little bit more. Maybe bring your feet a little bit further forward. Each body is different, so everyone will feel this slightly differently. I want you to focus on the squeeze at the top, then lower. Exhale, squeeze and lower. So really getting those glutes activated. Hopefully you're all feeling your glutes right about now. Excellent. All right, we're going to hold at the top on this next one. Holding and doing some little pulses here. Really squeezing that glute. Now make sure that when you're pulsing that your hip isn't rocking backwards. We really want to keep those hips stacked. Otherwise we're working into the hip and not the glute. We really want to be working into that glute here. Keep breathing. Excellent. All right, now we're going to return to the full range of movement, and if you can, I want you to try to lift those feet off the mat slightly. Still making sure though that that hip doesn't rock backwards. Exhale, lift and squeeze. Inhale to lower.
Really working with your breath. So in Pilates, you can breathe noisily as well. It's okay. And since you're at home, it's even more okay. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lower. All right, on the next one, we're going to hold that knee up. Hold it up. Add a leg extension. Return, lower. We're just doing 6 of these. Excellent. 4. Make sure that hip's not rocking back. 3. Nice and slow. 2. And last one here. Now holding up, holding that knee up. Little pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lowering down. Now we're going to extend that top leg out. Rotate the toes towards the mat. Lifting and lowering. Lift, squeeze, lower. Lift, squeeze, lower. We're keeping it moving. I know that glute's burning. Well, it better be. Keep moving as much as you can. Really trying to just keep that constant tension on the glute. This is where we see results and progress. Big exhale to squeeze. Inhale to lower. All right, little circles forwards now. Again, when you're doing those little circles, make sure that hip isn't rocking around. Rotate so the toes are towards the ground. The foot is flexed. Backward circles now. Squeeze that glute. No rocking at the hips. You've got this. We're nearly done on this side. Keep it going. Keep circling. Big squeeze. All right, now holding that leg still. Lifting it up as high as you can. Lifting that heel towards the ceiling. You've got this. Squeeze the glutes. Lift, lift, lift. Might be way higher than mine. Might not be. Doesn't matter. Squeeze. 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Whew. Excellent work. Give that bottom a bit of a rub or a bit of a pat. Just give it a little bit of a release there. All right, we're going to come around onto our back. We're going to take a little figure 4 stretch just to release out through the glutes. So bring the ankle of that leg onto the knee of the opposite leg, drawing that leg in towards you and taking a nice figure 4 stretch. You can also use your elbow to press that opposite knee away. Now, if it's more comfortable for you, you can also keep that foot on the ground, using the hand to press away at that knee. Will just help to stretch out the hip and stretch out the glutes. So really breathing into the stretch. We're just going to hold for another 10 seconds here. Sighing out that tension. All right, and coming back down. All right, we're going to swap over now onto the other side. So what is done on one side must be done on the other. We're starting off with our side planks. So first we just did our regular plank, remembering we can go from our toes or our knees, squeeze the belly to the spine, hips and shoulders are stacked. All right, so getting into position, making sure that your shoulder is over the top of your elbow or your wrist if you're on your wrists. And coming up now, 45 seconds on the clock. So hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked, your chest is open. You've either got your feet stacked or your top foot is out in front or you're down on your knee. So if you're on your knee, your bottom knee will be bent and your top leg will still be out extended. So keep holding. Now, if this is hurting your elbows, you can roll your mat up, or if you don't have a mat, you can always grab a towel or something like that just for extra padding underneath your elbow. I'm a bit bony as well, so I can feel mine. So we've only got 5 more seconds of holding on this one. 3, 2, 1, and lower. All right, now we're going to come up into that rotation. So exactly the same principles, keeping those hips nicely stacked, but this time when we rotate, we will be rotating and the shoulders will be coming forwards. Really still squeezing the underside of that waist. All right, coming up, Timer starts now. 45 seconds. So holding that plank, rotating under, squeezing the underside of the waist, squeezing those obliques. That belly button is still drawing in towards your spine. Keep breathing. Really working those abs. Excellent. We're well over halfway. Nearly there. Keep holding. Make sure that that elbow is underneath your shoulder. If you feel tension in your lower back or your shoulder, just drop down. If it's bad tension, that is. If it's just hurting, keep going. And resting now. Resting down. Excellent work. Coming over for that little stretch. All right. And lying back down. We're coming into our glutes on the other side now. Got to even up that agony. So, coming down, lying on your mat. You can prop your head up or you can lie all the way down, totally up to you. Coming into that clam position first. So hips stacked, core still engaged as well. We want to make sure that those feet are about in line with the torso. They might be a little bit further forward depending on your body, okay? So each side will feel slightly different as well. Let's get started. Timer is on. Exhaling to lift, inhale to lower. Squeezing the glutes at the top. Now, making sure that as we do this, we're not opening that hip out, okay? We want the move to be focused on the glute, coming from the glute. It's not about the hip, it's about the glutes. So squeezing at the top, inhale to lower back down. Excellent. Now, as I said, each side of your body could be quite different. You could have quite a different sensation on this side to what you felt on the other. It might just be because of a tightness in the hips. It might be because one side of the glutes is stronger than the other or lazier than the other. We all have that, so it's perfectly normal. So just keep on working, keep pushing. All right, we're going to hold at the top on the next one and do those little pulses. So squeezing into that top glute. Excellent. This one knows what it's in for, so it's probably hurting even more. All right, keep squeezing. Holding at the top. Excellent. Again, make sure that body's not rocking around. If it helps to put your hand on your hip to make sure it's not rotating, then that's good. All right, full range of movement, and if we can lift those feet, lifting them off the mat. Exhale to open, inhale to lower. Excellent. All right, we're going to do the extensions on the next one, just 6 of them. 6. And lower, nice and slow. 5. Just because I gave you a number doesn't mean you can speed it up. It's all about going nice and slow and controlled. 3. 2. Don't let that hip rock backwards. Last one, then we're holding that knee up, little pulses just for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lowering down, extending that top leg, flex the foot, rotate the toes down, heel up, lift and lower. Again, make sure that those hips aren't doing the movement, so the hips not opening. We're rotating the toes down. The legs should be slightly in front of the line of the body. Really using the glutes for that lift. Squeezing up, inhale to lower. You've got this. We're nearly finished, I promise. All right, little circles forwards now. Excellent. Still nice and slow. Make sure those hips aren't rocking around. The torso isn't rocking. All right, backwards now. Nearly there. We're nearly finished with our glutes on this side. Woo. Excellent. Nearly done. All right. 5 more seconds of circles, then we're just going to hold that leg up. All right, holding. Lifting that heel up as high as you can. I hope it's higher than I can lift it right now. Let's go. You've got this. Heel towards the ceiling. Toes rotated down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower. Giving that glute a bit of a pat, a bit of a rub. And yes, you can roll over onto your back. And we'll take that figure 4 stretch now. So bringing that ankle to the knee of the opposite leg, either keeping that foot down and pressing away with the knee, or bringing that knee into the chest. You can also use the elbow to press that opposite knee away. Whatever stretch feels good for you. Excellent. Squeezing. Make sure that you keep breathing nice and deeply here. So big inhales in through the nose. Sighing that breath out through the mouth, releasing any tension. And taking one more big deep breath. Sighing that breath out. And returning your feet down to the mat. Just bringing those knees into your chest. And we're going to rock ourselves up to seated. All right, we're going to come into a little bit of a shoulder burner now. So I want you to find a position that's comfortable for you. So I'm going to kneel. If you prefer to stand here, that's absolutely fine as well. If you've got some weights to make this more challenging, you absolutely can grab some and hold them in your hands as well. So what we're going to do is we're just going to hold our arms out, keeping them at shoulder height. Now I want you to focus on relaxing at the neck, so shoulders are drawing back and down. Keep that core engaged, so make sure you're not sticking the chest out here. We're going to do some little circles forwards. So just sitting up nice and tall. Again, core is engaged because we want to make sure that that torso is staying nice and stable here. Relaxing at the neck. We don't want to be holding tension in the neck, so those shoulders aren't to be up around our ears. Reverse those circles now. So this is just designed to show you really you don't need a lot of equipment to get a good workout, but you just have to stick with it and do things for a little bit longer. But just by doing this video, you've shown that you've got the motivation to do the workouts at home. So that's absolutely awesome. All right, keep the palms facing down. We're going to bend and extend the elbows. Keep those arms up. All you really have to do here is keep those arms up. So elbows are staying in line with the shoulders. We're feeling that burn on the top of the shoulders. Keep it going. All right, 2 more of these, then we're going to turn the palms up. So holding the arms out, palms up. We're going to lift them above our head, then palms down, lower just to shoulder height. Inhaling, exhaling. Again, just check that your shoulders aren't hunching up towards your ears. We want to have a relaxed neck, but we do want to keep that core engaged. Excellent. All right, staying down now, we're going to bring palms forward. Forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards. Keep it working. Inhale forwards, exhale back, squeezing. Now, if you're standing up, you can absolutely move around a little bit. Sometimes it helps to take your mind off of it. We're nearly done though, nearly done. All right, arms out by the side now. Palms facing down, palms facing up. We're just rotating the palms down, up, down, up. Keep those arms still up at shoulder height. Shoulders away from the ears. Keep breathing.
Excellent. You've got this. We're nearly done. All right, palms face down. Just little pulses here. This is our finale. Keep those arms up. Little pulses. All right, flapping away, but keeping them high. Nearly there. You've got this, you've got this. Feel the burn. This is it for our shoulders. Keep going, keep holding. Even if you're just holding still, relaxing at the neck. 10 more seconds. Keep it up. Nearly done. Keep holding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relaxing down. Giving those shoulders a bit of a roll. All right, bringing one arm across the body. And swapping sides over to the other side. And coming back to center, we're just going to have a little shake out of those arms. And then we're going to finish off with another little bit of core work. So this time we're going to lie back down on the mat, on our backs this time. So what I want you to do is just sitting down, and we're going to try and roll slowly down using the core. Draw the belly in, making sure that pelvic floor is switched on. Rolling down nice and slowly, using your core. Coming all the way down to the mat. Now I want you to think here of grounding that tailbone. We want to engage the core. We want to keep a very slight bend in our spine, just a very natural kind of curve. We're not arching all the way up into a neutral spine. We're keeping the ribs melted down, but we're not completely flattening the back. We don't want to press the back in because we don't want that tailbone to lift. So we've got the tailbone grounded, soft curve in the spine. Now I want you to make sure here that that spine position doesn't change. We've got a few options that I'm going to give you here. You can either have your arms down by your side, or more advanced is to have the arms up. Now, engaging that core, we're going to, this is starting from the level 1 option. Exhale one leg to tabletop, inhale to lower. Alternating here, exhaling up, inhale to lower. We want to think about using that transverse abdominal as we do this movement, so it's nice and slow. Right angle at the knee and coming up to a right angle at the hips. Next level up from this is slowly exhaling, keeping the legs at tabletop. Inhaling down, exhaling up. Make sure that those knees don't come towards your chest, and make sure that you're not doing this and just bending the legs. We're extending out, touching down, and coming back up. Nice and slowly, make sure the spine position doesn't change, and make sure that those abs aren't bulging. Really using the lower core, squeeze the belly in towards the spine. Now to advance this again, we can come into a single leg extension. So extending the leg out long, again being mindful of that spine position and that core. To extend on this one even further, we can add the arms. So it's opposite arm to leg, but we do want to make sure that that chest isn't lifting. So again, spine position stays the same. So these are your options: toe taps, reverse toe taps, single leg extensions, or adding the arms. This is going to be our last exercise. If you want to take a break, come back and join us. We're just going to go for about another 20 seconds. Using that core, inhale to extend, exhale back to center. Again, if you feel your lower back, bringing those knees to your chest, taking a break. Nearly done. We're going to do one more on each side. And then bringing those knees into your chest, having a little rock from side to side. Now extending your right leg out long, bringing your left leg up and just pulling back for a nice hamstring stretch. Now that stretch might be here, it might be here. We just, totally up to you, as long as you're feeling a nice stretch down the back of your leg.
All right, then we're going to bend that knee in towards the chest and then bring it over to our right hand side, extending that left arm out to the left with the palm open towards the ceiling. So we're getting a nice stretch through the chest, all the way through the spine for this twist. Now we want to breathe nice and deeply into the twist. Inhale in through the nose, sighing that breath out through the mouth. One more. Sighing that breath out. Rolling yourself back to center, extending the left leg out, right leg up towards the ceiling, drawing back on that leg for a nice hamstring stretch. Again, really breathing into the stretch. And then bending that knee into the chest, bringing it across to the left. So right knee across to the left, right arm is opened out, palm is open to the sky to get a nice stretch through the chest. Feeling a nice twist through the spine. We're just going to do 2 nice big deep breaths here, in through the nose, sighing that breath out through the mouth. One more. Coming back to center, bringing those knees into your chest, rolling yourself up to seated or coming over to your side and then up to seated. And we're just going to finish with 2 nice big deep breaths. So we're going to inhale, arms up, breathing in through the nose. Exhale, arms come down, sighing that breath out through the mouth, sighing out all the tension. Inhaling back in, nice big deep breath. And sighing that breath out, releasing any tension. And thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the practice and I hope to see you again. Thank you.